Well, hello and welcome to episode 3 of Beyond the Forecast. I know, it's crazy, right? In some ways, it seems like we've been doing this forever. In other ways, it's like, wow, 3 already. Joined by, of course, meteorologist Kevin Appleby on the other side over there. Last week was a jam-packed show.
Yes.
We had a lot to talk about last week. We have a lot to talk about this week as well, Kevin. So you've kind of have seen what we're talking about. The end, I want you guys to stick around for the end because I think that one's going to be a fun little segment here. We're going to be talking about weather folklore and what it means for winter forecasting.
I know that Rob's really been looking forward to this one. I have no idea what he's going to show me.
I've got 2 sheets right here of weather folklore. I have not shared any of this with Kevin. And I told him beforehand, I go, don't look any of it up because
that's lame.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. All right, so here's just the breakdown of our show this week. We are going to be talking, again, the clicker, sometimes it's technology. We're going to do a quick mid-November check-in. Kevin, you were talking about this morning, so you might kind of take the reins with that, kind of where we stand so far with November of 2025. A look back at the last 5 winters in Albany. Some of it might be surprising. I know one of them surprised you, but you also weren't here when that happened, so I know why it surprised you.
I have the past 2 winters to contextualize it, and they have been... One was cold. Yeah, at least it was cold last winter. The winter of 23-24, we could just have that fade from memory.
We'll talk about that more in depth when we get to that. And we're going to kind of pull the curtain back a little bit on kind of what goes into the forecasting, especially for winter.
Yes.
We're going to show you a program that we use here. It's so important that we have it because without it, it would be difficult to forecast mixed precip, snow, rain, sleet, things like that. So, and then the exciting one, the weather folklore. I am excited for that one. Again, don't go away because I do think it's going to be a lot of fun to talk a little bit about that. A lot of them that I looked at, I had never even heard of. So, it'll just be an interesting conversation that we have. So, again, technology here. Come on, clicker. Come on, clicker. There we go. Just want to give a quick update on No Shave November. Just through the clicker. I mean, that's what you do when technology doesn't work, right?
It'll work better.
It just kind of jumped right out of my hand. As you can tell, we've all got our beards still going here at News 10, and it's all for a good cause. We're raising money for the American Cancer Society. As of this recording, so this is Wednesday, $2,742 has been raised. So we're closing in on our goal. Our goal is still $8,000, which may have been a little ambitious this year, but I think we can get there, or at least pretty darn close to it. Here's the QR code. If you point your phone at the screen, it'll take you right to the donation website. Any little bit counts, and I mean that wholeheartedly. Yes. We've had people donating $2, $5, like any little bit, of course, helps. Cancer has impacted everybody in some form or another, and if we can kind of help either bring an end to it or help those folks that are dealing with cancer deal with it maybe a little bit easier, that's why we do this fundraiser. So thank you to all who have donated. Kevin, I know you donated. I'll be donating as well, just kind of waiting for payday here, and then we'll kind of get on with December. December, not too far away. Wow.
Winter, right?
Yeah.
But we're still in November, right? So
we are in November.
To this point in November, it has been quite chilly. We have a lot of orange on there in the first 8 days. 5 of the first 8 days are technically above average. They weren't above average by much.
No.
And I'm going to be talking about this. I know we're recording Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Thursday morning, I plan on talking about how 60 degrees being our highest temperature so far this month is like one of 2 times that's happened since 2000. And
it's funny too because people don't think, you think November, you don't think 60-degree days, but some of the data that we looked at,
you're like, wow.
It's kind of surprising,
Only 3 times in the past 50 years has it only reached 60 or less. And we've had warmer days every November. I'm not saying it should happen more than like 2 or 3 times, but it happens enough, like 4 times on average. Mm-hmm. So anyways, the past 10 days as we're recording this. So basically from the 9th through, basically whenever you're seeing this, have been below average.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we see a day like Friday, it's going to
Now,
creep up.
these are high temperatures because there's been a couple of low temperatures that have been above average through here. So
For sure. And we've also had a couple of days where the high temperature ends up above average and possibly starts out below average.
Yeah.
I don't think it was until like a couple of days ago where the average low was even 32, right? Or was that a little longer ago now?
It might have been only a couple days ago. I know we just dropped down into the 40s not long ago for average highs.
yeah.
So
That was definitely more recent.
yeah. And I mean, even Sunday at 50.
Yeah, that's a degree above average.
Yeah, that wasn't abnormally warm.
And I know I said this a lot, but that was at like 7 in the morning. It then got colder all day long. I mean, I was talking to Valerie.
And you remember the winds too.
That's true, lake effect snow late in the day. But I was mentioning to Valerie on our Sunday morning show, I'm like, it's very rare that our 9:30 weather deck experience is the coldest.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa. I was getting away with like
temperatures dropped a little
jacket.
bit. Yeah, right.
So for the month, minus 3.2 degrees from normal. Yes, we expected to get cold in November, but this has been up a notch. We have gotten like slices of December, like this past Monday, like the previous Tuesday, where we only hit 35.
Yeah.
35.
And that wasn't even during the daytime. I think that was late at night, right?
Correct.
It spiked late in the day.
That's a good point,
Just
Rob,
before midnight.
because I don't think it got above 33 until after 8 p.m. So
it was 32 or 30, because I remember going on at 6 o'clock.
you're like, what?
And I think it was 32 or 33, and I was like, wow, this was a cold day for November.
Felt more like it does around the holidays.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, 20 degrees below average, so
39.4 for the average temperature, the normal 42.6. And you get that when it's more unsettled than anything else. And of course, it's been quite blustery. But
Very
precipitation, the clouds. I know the lakes this time of year.
Remember we were talking, when was it? Was it September? We put that graphic together on how much sunshine we've been seeing. Yeah, that's a distant memory.
Cold flow off the Great Lakes, man. It's undefeated, really.
This time of year is just not great.
So
I'm not a fan.
A lot of, I don't know many people that like this much clouds.
Some people, that's fair. That's fair.
This
The
many
clouds,
The cold I get, but when it's just like we at least see the sun.
Yeah.
Anyways, a lot of green boxes here to this point in the month. Now I know Wednesday is going to be dry. Thursday is probably going to be dry. So we'll get a couple more.
Friday may end up being dry too.
we're gonna get more dry days, but to this point in the month, it has been unsettled. And the thing I'll say is that only 4 of the I believe it's 14 of the days with the green boxes here, only 4 of them have featured rain above 1/10 of an inch or melted snow, because there has been some sort. Rob, do we have that queued up, by the way?
Yeah.
Not saying we should go to it yet, but just
I believe we have it after this graphic.
okay,
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure, because there is snow included in this. We'll show you those totals coming up. But generally, the theme is about just less than 2 inches of snow so far. But in terms of overall melted snow and rain, we're pretty much where we should be, even though it's felt rather active. 0.07 inches above normal.
And remember, this is just for Albany too. Like that's what we have
Right.
to stress, because obviously outside of Albany, there's been areas that have had a lot less. There's been areas that have had a lot more. So
Of course.
this is just our climate site. So that's why that's why we go based on what's happening in Albany. So I know a lot of people always ask, well, what about this area? There's no reliable data in that area. That's why we always kind of rely on the Albany.
Yes. I mean, Albany, you can
information.
get good data at Glens Falls.
Yep.
And the next best is Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie, Pittsfield isn't
Pittsfield
terrible.
and Bennington have good data.
Yes.
but
North Adams is always hit or miss too for some
you're
reason.
not going to get better data than Albany.
Yeah.
Glens Falls is pretty good second.
And Albany has the longest
Yeah. Like 20
climate
years.
record basically in the area here. So that's a long time to be keeping records. So very reliable.
Yeah, not a lot of places have reached 200 years.
No. You want the snow on?
Let's talk about snow.
Okay.
Yeah, because you might be shocked to see just how many days had featured at least some form of solid precipitation falling from the sky. Now, Rob, I'm looking at this now and I'm wondering, Thursday the 6th, was that when we got hail? Do we think that was when we got hail? Without looking at it.
No, because that was before Halloween, and the only reason I say that is because I was out shooting that Halloween story with Cassie.
When that happened. Okay.
Yes, so I do, and I missed it. I remember you sent the picture in the video, and I was like,
unreal.
where did this happen?
It was pretty good hail, especially for our area, especially the time of year. So then that means that we've had at least a trace of snow, which is the equivalent to a flake falling from the sky. Keep that in mind. But we've had at least a trace of snow. 6 times already this month, which is, you get snow in November. It happens, but
Yeah, I think I didn't write it down. I meant to write this one down. The average for November is what? For the entire month? Like 2.9?
I think it's 2.8 or 2.9.
Yeah, so we do average snow.
Yeah, it's
just not a lot.
We're not acting like this is crazy.
Yeah.
We are a little bit above average at this point in the month at 1.7. Normally we're at 0.8. Of course, most of that 2.8 or 2.9 that Rob mentioned should happen after Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving.
Or later. Well, Thanksgiving's late this year, though.
Right. Well,
because you only have, what, like 3 days after Thanksgiving now?
The best way I should have said that was late.
At least the second half of the month, usually. Not usually the first half.
Right. Yeah, because your average high is still in the 50s.
Exactly. I mean, and this just goes to show on how cold it really has been. I mean, it has been just
couple of times there, Rob.
What was it, 50 degrees on the 16th, but we still got 0.7 of an inch of snow.
A couple of times there, Rob. We almost got that inch.
I know. Listen, we're looking at the models closely, and right now, I got to say the 30th looking pretty good.
It won't.
I know you want. Well, there's a couple. It's funny, right? The models that we're looking at, the long range stuff. You never know. You got to take it with a grain of salt. We know that, but
December 3rd, folks.
It could be November 30th, or it could be December 3rd or 4th.
Or much later.
Oh yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, Mother Nature is the one that's going to determine what happens.
We made a deal.
Oh right. Yeah. I want to know what that deal is. Anyways, don't go away, because when we come back after this break, we're going to talk about the last 5 winters, and we'll give you a little bit of a look behind the forecast. Might be a little intriguing. I think people don't realize that we don't worry about what's just going on down here. We also got to worry about what's going on up there.
It's important.
Yeah. Don't go away. And welcome back to Beyond the Forecast. We're going to talk about the last 5 winters, Kevin. I know when I showed you this graphic earlier, you were kind of surprised with one of the data points.
Yeah.
Because since you've been here in the capital region, we haven't really had good winters here, which I'm totally okay with. I'm not a huge fan of cold and snow, so I'm okay with that. I know there's a lot of folks out there that do enjoy the snow. So there's a lot of winter weather enthusiasts here in the Northeast. And this year, we're actually getting a head start on some of the ski resorts, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, yeah.
So I'm sure they're loving it. So this, I kind of went through all the data earlier this week. 3 of the last 5 winters have been warmer than average, which I don't think you need me to tell you that. It's been self-explanatory, and a lot of that also coincides with 3 of the last 5 winters have been drier than average, and only 1 out of the last 5 has seen above average snow. And if you remember, 23-24 was the warmest winter on record.
Ugh.
It was a warm one.
First one here. I was like, capital region winters aren't
that was almost 7 degrees above average. I mean, that was a warm,
at least some of the
winter.
months were. But
Crazy.
That was my first winter here, and I'm like, I could handle the capital region winter. And then last winter happened.
Right. In terms of the snowfall, this is why Kevin doesn't remember this, because he wasn't here in 2020 and 2021. That was our last snowier than average winter. Now, when we say winter, we mean December, January, February. 52.1 inches. The average for those 3 months is only 42.6. I think our total average snowfall for a year, a calendar year, is just over 59 inches, I think?
Yeah,
59.1 or 2 or something like that. So, again, this is for December, January, February. Just want to make sure I stress that. 2020, 2021, the only reason why we were above average, if you recall, we had one of the biggest snowstorms in Albany history, December 8th, 22.9 inches of snow. Kevin, let me tell you, I was not happy with that storm. Actually, there was one the season before this too, that was one of the top 10 as well. We had back-to-back years, and that first one, I got stuck 3 times. We were working overtime for it. I got snow tires, and then the 2020-2021 storm, I was like, all right, we got this. I never got stuck once. And I think the towns and cities learned their lessons from the year before on, hey, we need to clean this up quick.
Yeah.
I know my
Stay
street,
on top of it.
My street in 2019 was
tough.
You couldn't even go down the street for like 5 days. It was crazy. I had to get picked up for work because I had to walk down to the main street. It was not good.
My goodness.
It was not good. So, but again, like I said, 2020, not a problem at all. I think they're like, oh,
Breeze.
there were a lot of complaints. We need to figure this out.
I hate to say it, but my memory of that storm in 2020 to 2021, because I was still in Northwest Jersey at the time, we were expecting the numbers that you guys got up here. And we just got, we'll talk a little bit about
And then it
Buffkit.
shifted, yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about Buffkit, but some warmer air worked in aloft, so a lot of our precipitation actually ended up being sleet down in Northwest New Jersey.
We
So
love sleet here.
Yeah.
Were you here when we had that sleet bomb?
I mean,
It was like 5 inches of sleet.
I think, no, I don't think so.
I have never seen anything like that before. I'd have to look back and see when that
5 inches
was.
of sleet? That
It was-
sounds like you're shoveling concrete.
Well, and that's exactly what happened because afterwards it got cold, so it just froze.
no, that's
so if you
terrible.
didn't clear it that night, I mean, it was. We were expecting snow. We were
Yeah.
expecting like 3-6 inches of snow. We ended up with 4 or 5 inches of sleet. Like it was unbelievable. I have never seen anything
Didn't
like
even
that
know it
before.
could sleet that much.
Oh my god, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
That's
Yeah,
diabolical.
not a fan. Now, in terms of the temperatures, Kevin, we just mentioned this, 23, 24. I mean, that was the warmest winter in Albany.
woof. 6.6.
6.6 degrees above average. And last year was actually one of our coldest winters in the last 5 years. And it wasn't that cold. It was only a degree below average. So a lot of it comes into perspective. I mean, when you get off of 3 years of warm winters,
You know what it was last winter? If I remember it pretty well, it just didn't let up. It was consistently cold.
And I remember, I think there was a stretch in January where it was cold. We didn't have any snow on the ground. And I remember that because the ground got so hard, hard, because there was no insulation. We didn't have the snow on the ground to insulate it. So I think the frost drove in so deep last year. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable with little snow. Like we didn't get a lot of snow last year. And I think it's because once the cold air got here, it pushed all of those storm systems to the south of us.
Sure did.
Yeah, so we missed out on that. Now 2020, 2021, 25.6, that was the coldest winter in recent memory, 1.6 degrees below average. And even 21,
That was a
22
good winter.
wasn't really bad. You know, I mean, it was close to average. It was a little above average. But the last two winters have been, or sorry, not the last two. Before last year, the previous two winters were
Yeah, those were
a little on the
balmy.
warm side. Yeah,
Those were
so
quite balmy.
now we'll just kind of see how this winter goes. And I got to say, I mean, a lot of data is supporting maybe a colder start to winter. I know we've been seeing that floating all over social media. I have been looking a little bit myself. It does support it. How much colder? How much snowier? Who the heck knows? You know, so we'll be keeping an eye on that for you guys as we get a little bit closer, though. So let's talk about Buffkit. Kevin, this one's going to be a fun one.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll look at this every single day. What you're looking at right now is a cross-section of the atmosphere. So to the right would be the first day of our forecast. To the left would be our last day of the forecast. So this was, I think I took this last week. So this would have been last Friday through this coming Wednesday. Through today, actually. Through this morning. So what we're looking at is each line horizontally going up is denoted by, that's 1,000 feet. So each of those white dashed lines.
Yeah, the dashed lines.
Then you get up to the white solid line. That's 5,000 feet. What you're looking at with the yellow lines with the numbers on them, those are temperatures, and it's in Celsius. So when you get down to that brown, the horizontal brown where you're seeing the time, that is the ground level. So obviously where you see the white line going vertically there, that would be for this past Monday afternoon. And you would expect the ground temperature to be about 3 degrees Celsius. You go up to 1,000 feet and you're near or just below freezing, just below zero. So this is a good indicator of where is your snow line going to be. Is this an elevation storm? Is snow going to be above 1,000 feet? Is it going to be down to the valley floor? Look at Monday morning, that zero line goes all the way down to the ground. This is for Albany. So you would think if there were to be precip, could be some snow here.
Oh, yeah.
So I am just going to jump to the next just so it kind of shows you there's below freezing, there's above freezing. We look at this a lot when it comes to winter storm forecasting because it's showing us where there's going to be a warm layer. Sometimes you're looking at this and everything looks below freezing until you get up to about 3,000 or 4,000 feet, Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
The dreaded warm nose is what we call it. And that's when you start looking at maybe, okay, are we switching over to rain, freezing rain? Is it sleet? And that's where the fun begins.
Yeah, and the margin for error with where models have those warm noses, it can be pretty grueling in like the 3 to 5 day range. So it's like one of those things where, like, what's the precipitation type to what? Like, how long is it going to be like that? It's tough to get a good answer 3-4 days out. So I know it could be frustrating for everybody involved, including us, when we're like, we're just not sure yet.
We just don't really get a good handle on it until maybe a day or two beforehand. Unfortunately, I wish the technology for that was better, but right now it's just just not.
It can get there. Hopefully, it gets there.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things
within our lifetime.
Yeah,
with the way technology's been advancing. All right, this is going to take us to our next break. We might go into more depth with this next week. I think we have a slightly longer show next week, so we might go into a little bit more depth with that.
We'll delve into Buff Kid a little more.
There you go. Why not? Why not? Right? We'll all of you weather nerds out there, maybe we'll give you a little more to feast on next week. See what I did there? All right, don't go away. When we come back, we've got weather folklore. And I think some of these might be surprising. I've never heard of some of them. Don't go away. And welcome back to Beyond the Forecast. I've got a long list here.
Oh, boy.
Kevin's excited. He hasn't seen these. So what we're talking about is weather folklore. And a lot of times you'll hear some of these, and it's said to be able to predict the upcoming winter on, is it going to be cold? Is it going to be snowy? Now, I think this is just for entertainment purposes only. That's just my opinion.
Well, let's see how the winter goes, and we'll revisit the predictions.
You go. All right, so weather folklore, these are just a couple of them that we're going to be talking about. Acorns and berries. Kevin was intrigued by that one. Flowers and leaves. Am I getting you?
No, I remember seeing the acorn and berries. I'm like, what possibly? We'll see.
Onions, apples, and corn. And then the most famous of all, the woolly bear caterpillar. So we're just going to leave this graphic up because I don't have any graphics for anything else. Maybe we'll come up with camera. But anyways, so the acorns and berries. So basically what this means is acorns that fall heavily mean a cold winter is coming. So if there's a lot of acorns, if the tree produces a lot of acorns, it's because that tree is trying to prepare for the colder weather. Similarly, a large crop of walnuts means a snowy, cold season. Thick nutshells predict a severe winter.
Okay. Have you ever stood under one of those trees and you gotten doinked in the fall?
No, this isn't Henny Penny.
Okay.
The sky is falling. No, actually, I really haven't.
It hurts.
I could imagine. It was probably a cold winter that followed. The thicker shells. An abundant crop of berries. It is also a sign of cold, snowy winter. Similarly, a plentiful crop of berries means the following winter will be cold. So very similar with the acorn theory. Flowers that have a second bloom in the fall or hold on to their blooms late into the season forecast a colder winter, which actually I've gotten word from some of my weather watchers, there was a second bloom of lilacs this year in the fall. So maybe.
Okay, that's interesting.
The saying is flowers blooming in late autumn, a sure sign of bad winter coming.
We're going to find out.
So we'll see. This one I thought was interesting too, Kevin. I actually posted this on Facebook last week. Leaves, which fall early, indicate winter will be mild. When leaves fall late, winter will be wild. An extra cold winter is in store if the leaves wither on the branches in October instead of falling. I don't really know what happened this year because it all kind of depended on where you were and what was going on with the leaves. So I don't think this one's a good indicator, but yeah, we'll see. It says, when leaves fall early, fall and winter will be mild. When leaves fall late, winter will be severe.
I thought our foliage looked pretty good late in the season.
Late season, right?
Late season, it looked really
Until
good.
we got the wind this last weekend.
I don't know if it's because we got a lot of rain. We were so dry.
I wonder if the rain late in the season did kind of help to hold on to the leaves.
Because it really looked good late in the season. And I thought we held on to those leaves for a bit.
A little bit, yeah. All right, so now we're on to the onions, apples, and corn.
Oh, boy.
Can you guess?
There's a lot to unpack, a lot of layers.
Yeah, get it? Onions, which are thicker than usual, indicate a rough winter ahead. That's
So do
that's
we
all
have
that one
any
has.
onion
I have no
farmers
idea.
around here?
If we have any onion farmers watching, we'd love to hear from you. Are
Right,
the onions thicker than normal?
Do they have more layers?
Apple skins, which are tougher and thicker, also tell us of a colder winter is coming. Never heard that one. Corn husks, which are thicker and tighter than usual, indicate a cold winter ahead. I didn't get much corn this year, so I can't say. I'm not sure. I like corn, but I didn't get much. This one so this one's not on here. I'm just looking at the time, so we're gonna kind of go through them a little bit. Mushrooms galore, much snow in store. No mushrooms at all, no snow will fall.
Oh,
I like the rhyming of that one.
Yeah.
I don't know how the mushroom crop was this year, so I don't know. I can't say.
Rob, you don't know the mushroom
I have
yield?
no idea. Squirrels. This is a good one. There's a lot of squirrels out there. Obviously. Squirrels with very bushy tails in the fall cue a colder winter. If squirrels stash their nuts high in the trees, the snow will be deep. When squirrels early start to hoard, winter will pierce us like a sword, is the saying. They're all over the place in my yard, so I can't tell when they're starting to hoard.
They're always working. I
know.
don't know what sets apart
I
one
know.
year from the other.
So this one's actually interesting too. Beavers were important forecasters for Native Americans. The thickness of their coats, the amount of body fat, where they hide their food catches, and how they build their winter dens are all used to predict winter weather. Indigenous peoples believe that the larger and stronger the beaver lodge, the harsher the winter to come. And the saying is, when you see a beaver carrying sticks in its mouth, it will be a hard winter. You better go south. Did you see any beavers? I don't think I've ever seen a wild beaver. So
I must have missed them
Right.
where I am. The beaver population.
Birds migrating early cue a severe winter. Kind of self-explanatory. If robins are seen near a house during the fall, the winter will be cold. That's kind of arbitrary.
That's very direct. You know, a lot of the other ones you've mentioned are so witty, and this one's just like, if the robins are around, it's cold.
Right.
Okay.
When wild turkeys perch in trees and refuse to come down, snow is imminent. If turkey feathers are unusually thick, look for a hard winter.
We'll have to ask all of our friends over the next week.
Be interesting. This one was interesting. These next two were actually very interesting. If bees build their nests in a protected spot, such as inside a barn or shed, expect a hard winter. As high as the hornets build their nests, so will the snow be next winter.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see about that one.
If anthills are high in July, winter will be snowy.
Do we have anthills?
I don't know. I didn't see any this year. And then obviously the most famous of all, the woolly bear caterpillar,
Oh yeah, here we go.
has long been a favorite of backyard weather predictors. This is the larva of the Isabella moth, and the wider the brown band in the middle of the caterpillar, the milder the winter will be. I haven't seen many this year, so I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it was kind of a mixed.
We're gonna need some pictures.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Yeah, send them our way if
long
you guys
range
have seen them.
forecasting is tough. It'd be good to have the help of the local wildlife.
How 1 month affects another. If a cold August follows a hot July, it foretells a winter hard and dry. So we'll have to look back at some data on that one.
Wait. Say that one again.
If a cold August follows a hot July, it foretells a winter hard and dry.
Oh, hard and dry. Okay, so here's the thing. July was humid and hot.
Mm-hmm.
August, I think
Was cooler.
I've been here through 3 Augusts now. I think all 3 of them have been cooler than average.
For every fog in August, there will be a snowfall in winter.
Did we have a lot of fog?
I don't know. If the first week in August is unusually warm, the coming winter will be snowy and long.
That is so
A warm
specific.
October, a cold February. As the days lengthen, the cold strengthens. The coldest time of the year is mid-January, about 3 weeks after the shortest day. Thunder in the fall foretells a cold winter. We had thunder. And if there is thunder in winter, it will snow 7 days later. I have heard that one before.
Oh, I like that one a lot.
Before.
I didn't know that. I mean, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. You got
Yeah.
your next system probably dives south. You're on the north cold side.
It's kind of fun. Well, we are out of time. So we are going to
How'd that happen?
wrap it up. we can chat, right? Hopefully you'll tune in next week. I do think we have a little bit of a longer show, even though it's Thanksgiving, but it'll be a fun one.
Yeah,
we'll have some fun with it.
You know, you could always catch it online. At
At your leisure.
We understand Thanksgiving.
Yes.
You might have something else planned.
Yes. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, as I say every week, keep looking up and send us those pictures of the woolly caterpillars. Maybe we'll show some next week. We'll kind of see
That'd be cool.
what they're predicting for the upcoming winter. Have a great week.